I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your 3-minute cattle market update for Wednesday, December the 21st, where 2016 is kind of grinding to a halt here as far as the cattle business goes. You look at your board there this week early, live cattle futures on the February contract. Monday was up 57 cents. Tuesday down 42 to end the day on Tuesday at 115.50. December spot futures at 112.10. Look at feeder cattle. Let's start talking about the March now. That's where most of the play is. January's about to wind down too. Monday, your March contract was up 62, but Tuesday was down $1.07. To end the day on Tuesday at 125.85. January ended Tuesday at 130 even. Look at last week's fat cattle trade that wound up with 71,000 head in the 5-area feeding region on a negotiated cash basis. That's just kind of a moderate movement. We've been selling up in the 90s, near 100,000 almost every week, and this is more of a kind of a movement we'd seen over the last few years or earlier this year, but still decent movement there, and had a market that was established. And if you look at your steers, the weighted average and on all your live steers in the 5 areas was 111.39, which was up $1.87 from the previous week. Dress steers averaged 174.13, and that was up $4.21. So those Northern Plain negotiated guys, they gained a little bit more ground than what the cash guys did. You look on Tuesday, your stock market got within 13 points of 20,000, which is a huge benchmark there, and had the 17th record close since the election. So everybody's excited about Trump and getting in, and the markets are, and I think your cattle people are, and hopefully it's as good or close to as good as what everybody's hoping it'll be. But we've got a month before he takes oath of office there. Your box beef cutout values have been surprisingly stout this week. Normally we'd really fall off here late in the year at the end of December there, but had some pretty impressive buying going on this week even. And on your cheaper stuff, we've been selling those high cuts pretty good right there before the holidays, and where they dropped off, your cheaper cuts have come in and picked up that slack, and actually your values are holding in there good and gaining some ground, which is really optimistic moving into the new year. Slaughter so far just through Tuesday, the first couple of days, gives us an indication of how we're going to end up this slow week, but 226,000 for the first 2 days of the week, which is exactly the same as last week and the same week a year ago. But you look at some cash markets early in the week. Oklahoma City was unsure whether they was even going to have a sale or not, and they decided, yeah, they are going to have a sale, but they're not going to have a sale right after New Year's Day. So they are still going to be closed 2 weeks, 2 sale weeks, or really for 3 weeks, but it's going to be the 26th and the 2nd, and then they're not going to have a sale until the 9th, which is a little bit unusual, but it kind of had some people confused here, and this week they only had a little over 3,000 head. A lot of it had to do with the cold weather, because they just didn't want to get out there and get their cattle rounded up and get them in there on Sunday, because it was so cold on Saturday and Sunday too. But their market on a real light run was mostly steady. That you couldn't really call it any more than that for what they had. Joplin Regional Stockyards, Joplin and Carthage, Missouri there had a little over 3,500 head. It was also mostly steady, but they did have, quote, some heifer calves, and a little bit better, firm to $3 higher, but a good market. You look a little bit later in the week on Tuesday, just not very many sales, having much at all. West Plains, Missouri, Ozarks Regional Stockyard usually has a big sale. They just had a little over 1,500 head. None of your sales on Tuesday hardly had enough run to really call it a good movement there. We look later in the week, we are going to have some sales. Dodge City, Kansas, some other places are going to have a sale. Springfield, Missouri will have a sale. St. Joe Stockyards will have a sale on Wednesday. And even Thursday, Salina's going to have a sale on Thursday. It looks like Pratt's going to have a sale on Thursday, but they're just not ending up with as many as they're estimating. And just, you know, the order buyers are wanting to buy cattle, but if the guys that they're buying them for are not that excited about getting something in before Christmas, then they really can't do anything. And the same goes for the sale barns. They got guys that have cattle ready to sell, but if they can't get them excited about getting them in there, and a little bit of cold weather is holding them back, or uncertainty about who all is going to be there at the sale, then you really can't have much of a sale. And that's kind of where we're at on that. But a couple of quotes on Cattle Market Central. Creighton, Nebraska, at the Creighton Livestock Market, they had 62 head of 795-pound steers Tuesday afternoon just before 3:30, and they bring 136 1/4. You look at Huron Continental Marketing in Huron, South Dakota, just before lunch there, they had 63 head of big steers, weighed 892 at 136.75. And that's 3 minutes. We'll talk to you on Friday.